Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool Stromberg and Carlson wall telephone, and this is Ken's telephone from Michigan, and he has two of them. This is the red one, and then he has a black one that we're going to be doing. But this telephone used to be hardwired, and so basically somebody has done some conversion on it. It has a newer style modular plug handset, and this is the initial checkout, so we're going to kind of go through everything. And at first, Ken thought that maybe he would go back to the original hardwire, but then we talked about it, and he's okay with the modular part of it, but he can't change his cord, because we're going to go ahead and pull the cover off of this unit. He cannot change his cord because somebody actually epoxied the handset cord into the modular port that they installed for the handset cord. So it's like being hardwired, and he can't change it. So if it's going to be modular, we're going to get rid of this plug and get rid of the glued situation. It's just epoxied, and there's no way to change the telephone. But this gives you a look at the telephone on the inside. And we're also going to be going through the rotary and checking that out, and making sure that everything is racking off properly with dialing the numbers. So we're going to just kind of go through the whole phone, but we definitely want to change the modular port that's for the handset cord. And so we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we are getting ready to install an original style modular port. And these are very hard to find because the slot that is in this type of modular port slides up on the body, and it's totally different than what you would find in a Western Electric. And so these are pretty hard to find and come by. But we're going to go ahead and start installing this plug. And what I want to do is I want to take the old plug and I want to cut the wires. Since it's already connected and our new old stock does not have any type of connectors on them, we are going to just go ahead and cut away the old plug. And then we're going to solder our new one into the situation. So we're going to strip the wires back here. I'm going to get a little better bite on that. Then we'll start putting everything back together, and we'll do our final checks. We want to match up our color code. Now, the color code does not always match up on all plugs, so you want to check it and make sure that it matches. If it does not match, you're just going to have to make it match. You might have different variations of colors that may not look like they should be connected, but they actually are. In this case, the color code was the same. We should have two left here. This white one just kind of going to go ahead and get some of these soldered up. So I'm going to clean my soldering gun. Make sure that takes. Kind of hard to solder in midair. Clean our soldering gun one more time. Let that set up. Now what we want to do is get our red pair connected. And then we'll get them soldered up. We can heat shrink everything. Okay, that takes care of that. Let's take a last look at what's going on here before we heat shrink them. And you're not going to find that plug just laying around. It's going to be a very difficult find. So if it ever needs to be replaced, a lot of times you might have to go to a different plug altogether. In this case, I was lucky enough to have one. I have a few of them. Make sure our heat shrink shrinks up. So now we have our new installed plug here, and I want to take my modular plug here. I might have to check this over. It looks like it's got epoxy on it, so we may have to change that plug. So we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and so what we've done is we went through the rotary, we oiled that, cleaned it, adjusted it, we checked all of our connections here at the network, and so now what we want to do, and we put our belt back in, we have all of our connections here at this location, and here's our newly installed modular port. And we also changed the modular plug on the handset cord. The original one had an epoxy on it, and it was keeping it from functioning properly. So, because it had been glued into that other modular port. So now what we want to hear when we make this connection, we want to hear a click. And it snaps now. So we know it locks. And I'll do that one more time. So we know that that's proper. And this modular port actually gets installed more to the corner. I've seen guys break these before because they think it slides up in this area. And what happens is this slot here on this side is offset more than this slot. And I've actually seen guys get so frustrated trying to work on these, and then they break it, and then they ask me, well, you know, what's wrong? Well, what's wrong is this is designed for this telephone, and the slot here is not as far over as this slot. See, this takes the length of the bottom of the plug here, and then this side does not, and that's because of this indentation here, and it kind of locks the plug in place, if you see, and then that holds it straight. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a short break, put the cover on, and then we're going to do our final checks. So we'll be right back. Okay, now what we want to do before we put the cover back on and everything, we want to make sure that we check the circuit. So I'm going to go ahead and plug the line cord in all the way, seized the analyzer. I want to give you some dial tone, and I also want to transmit into the handset. So I'm going to dial it 2, make dial tone go away, and I'll transmit. And if you watch this red light, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's an indication of 100% modulation on transmit. So we know that our repair is good, and what we can do is unplug the unit, and now we can replace our cover. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we are finished up with this telephone. One other issue that we took care of is the bell was adjusted, and so that's been taken care of also. So we're going to go ahead and do our final checks now, and I want to ring the unit. We're going to let that go a couple of times. I'll let it go one more time. I want to give you some dial tone. And now we want to dial our numbers out if you watch the analyzer. I'm going to end in a 2. I want to go ahead and transmit into the handset. So if you watch the red light on the analyzer, like earlier, that's 100% modulation every time you see that red light on transmit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hello, hello. So we know that this telephone is ringing, it's dialing out, it has transmit and receive. We can move it over to a regular telephone line, and we can call a time and temp number. Give you some dial tone.
Good afternoon. When you need body work, we're a short drive away. Offenburg Body Center, 234-0330. Today is Friday, February 1st. The time is 2:52. Current temperature 37 degrees. Now the Belleville area weather forecast.
Mostly sunny today, highs in the 20s, mostly cloudy tonight, flurries likely, near steady temperatures in the 20s, mostly cloudy Saturday, a chance of flurries, highs in the 40s.
Okay, now what we can do is we can call one other number, and it will be busy. It's my number. Give you some dial tone. Okay. So now that we know that this telephone has been repaired, we can return it to Ken, and he can start enjoying his telephone again. We also have a Stromberg and Carlson in black that we're going to be doing, and we'll get a video of that also. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.